So the big picture for this lesson is solving linear equations using a calculator. So here's a linear equation that has a lot of, I don't know, it's kind of a mixed bag of stuff. You have some fractions, some decimals. It looks like it'll take a lot of steps to solve. It might be a fun challenge to do using algebra, but I'm going to show you how to use a calculator to solve the equation. So we're going to use a graphing calculator, and if you don't have a graphing calculator, that's fine. You can just use Desmos or some other online tool. There are links in the course resources page to a couple of calculators. So before we use a calculator to solve this by graphing, we need to write the related functions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write the left side as one function and the right side as another function. Then we're going to graph them. So y equals 2x minus 1/2 plus 0.71 is one function. Now I'm going to make a function with the right side. Y equals negative 11/3 x plus 9/5. So these are the two functions I'm going to graph. I'm going to find the intersection point, and that intersection point will lead to the solution of the equation. So I'm going to go to y equals, to enter the function, and the first one is 2x. There's a button here that says x, t, theta, and n. That's the input variable, so just click on that to make an x, minus 1/2, so 1 divided by 2, plus 0.71, enter. This calculator knows order of operations, so I don't need to worry about parentheses. And then negative, this calculator you need a different symbol for negative versus subtract. Some you don't, so you just have to look and see what you're working with. 11 divided by 3 plus 9 divided by 5. Enter. Okay, now let's look at the graph. Well, there's not really a lot to see here, and I can't really see any negative values. I'm wondering if the window is all kind of messed up. So I'm going to do zoom, and then zoom 6, Z standard. That's a standard window. That's a good place to put your window to. Let's see what that does. Something weird here. I didn't expect to have a horizontal line. Let's go back and see. Oh, I forgot the x for the second equation. So I'm going to do second insert x. Okay, there we go. Now this is a really good example of how having some math sense will help you. I mean, even though we're using a calculator, I made an error, and I caught it because I didn't expect to have a horizontal line. Okay, let's go to graph again. Okay, so there is an intersection point right here. So let's calculate what that is. I'll do second and then calc. And then we want intersect, which is option 5. And the calculator is picking the first function, so I'm just going to press enter. Second function, enter again, and then it's going to guess the solution or estimate, so enter one more time. And it's x equals 0.2805, so on, so on. So there's no clean decimal answer here. We're going to have to round, and that's okay, because what we're doing here is we're just trying to get a nice close estimate for the solution. So I'm going to put x is about 0.28. Now that's not an exact solution, but it is a pretty close solution. And sometimes if you have a really ugly equation that's hard to solve, then you can just use this method. And this is also a good method for checking algebra solutions. If you solve an equation using algebra, you can always check in the calculator by graphing to see what you get. So that's the big picture.